just got home from Illinois. Locked the front door, oh boy. Got to sit down, take a rest on the porch. Imagination sets in, pretty soon I'm singing. Do, 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 looking out my back door. There's a giant doing cartwheels, a statue wearing high heels. Look at all the happy creatures dancing on the lawn. Dinosaur Victrola, listening to Buck Owens. Do, 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 looking out my back door. Tambourines and elephants are playing in the band. Won't you take a ride on the flying spoon? Do, 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 wondrous apparition provided by magician. Do, 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 looking out my back door. Tambourines and elephants are playing in the band. Won't you take a ride on the flying spoon? Do-do-do, bother me tomorrow. Today I'll buy no sorrows. Do-do-do, looking out my back door. Forward troubles, Illinois. Lock the front door, oh boy. Look at all the happy creatures dancing on the lawn. Bother me tomorrow. Today I'll buy no sorrows. Do, 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 looking out my back door. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's me, the Arbiter. How's everybody doing today? I had a busy day today. Went to a job fair. I was supposed to go to another job fair, but they happened at the same time, and I had to choose one or the other. Then I had chores to do around the house, and then I had a meeting with college admissions on Zoom, and then I went and grabbed some dinner. But yeah, it's been interesting. So now we're just going to kick back with some Harvest Moon Friends of Mineral Town. Have a nice, relaxing evening. You're kidding me. What if I did this? Okay, yeah, there we go. That's how I like it. Load ROM. Harvest Moon Friends of Mineral Town. Yes, here we go. And now we continue with our adventures. Now we've bought everything that the store can sell, or the shopping network can sell, so now it's just always, whatever these are. It's gonna be sunny tomorrow, so we don't have to bring our animals inside. The harvest sprites are showing up. Fantastic. Let's go into the kitchen and grab some presents for them. I'll take one of these, 2 of these, and yeah, yellow. If I can get over this fence, thank you. Little yellow dude, this is for you. No, don't sleep on the crops. What are you doing? Okay, that sucks. Let's give the little blue dude. There we go. We have paid our interns. So now let's take care of our animals. Already did that one. Okay, you. I was half tempted to do some TF2 today, but I'm like, no, you know, we have all these other games that we could play. And if I do nothing but TF2, I'm gonna burn myself out on it. So better to do the better to do TF2 sparingly. Nope, already did you. Nope, that wasn't it either. How many milk is that? Okay, we're missing 3. Now we're just missing 2. Just 1 now. There we go. So I learned that my college does offer cybersecurity as a major, and it's actually more straightforward than, say, getting a degree in computer science would be. Which works for me because actually cybersecurity is closer to what I wanted to do anyways. So getting an associate's in cybersecurity, you know, I can make that work. But yeah, for some harebrained reason, they want you to take calculus if you're getting a degree in computer science. It's like, are you high? Why would I need calculus for computer science? We have the computers do the math for a reason, good sir. Actually, you know what would be really funny? If I tried to get a master's or a doctorate and had to do like a thesis, and I decided to do my thesis on the security holes and vulnerabilities of Temple OS. That would be really fucking funny. It's kind of a pity we didn't install Temple OS on a tertiary drive on my computer and play the original Dooms on that. That would be a great meme. Playing the most Christian video game on the most Christian operating system. Whenever I tell normies about Temple OS, they're always fascinated by the concept. It's like, yeah, it was developed by a schizophrenic programmer who wanted to make an operating system dedicated to talking to God, and uses random number generation to do it. And it's everyone, like even people who are not computer people, like my mom, are like fascinated by the idea. It's like, dang. Alright, it is 4 o'clock, it is Saturday. I think there's confession on Saturday, but I'm not 100%. No, it's Monday and Wednesday that's confession. You know what, do we have tomatoes and corn in the fridge? No, we don't. So you know what? I should probably grab some tomatoes and corn the next harvest, just so that way we have some to put in our fridge for cooking with. How's the audio coming through for you guys, chat? I see we have... Oh, it's just me. Okay. Well, I can't very well be my own sound guy here. I'll just have to be confident that what we're doing works. What's our earnings looking like? I know we made a fair amount of gold last episode. Okay, yeah, we're at 300,000 gold. I think we need, like... What was it? How many million for the house in town? I'll take that. That. We will give these flowers to the Harvest Goddess, aka the Green Guardian. I feel more comfortable calling her the Green Guardian. Feels pagan to refer to her as the Harvest Goddess. Then again, that's like kind of like some cognitive dissonance going on in my brain, because I mean, I fucking roleplay a paladin of Stendar in Skyrim. I think as long as we don't actually worship the gods that we pretend to serve in fiction when we're playing a character, then we're then you're good, theologically speaking. Which, I mean, it's kind of a no shit, but I've known some fucking zealots in my lifetime who are like, no, you must only, you cannot acknowledge fictional gods in any way, and it's like, my brother in Christ, I understand where you're coming from, I get it, but you need to chill. It's pretend. Just because I play a video game about stealing cars and running over hookers doesn't mean I actually go and do that in real life. I am playing a character. I am acting. Oh, Mary's already asleep? You know, come to think of it, who the fuck sleeps at 8 p.m.? Even if you're waking up at 6 a.m. If you're going to bed at 8, I mean, you gotta be an old person, right? Yeah, you know what? Do we have grapes? Yeah, we have 28 grapes. I don't think we're gonna need that many grapes, so you know what? We're gonna ship the rest of this stuff. Hey, Lazy, how's it hanging, my dude? I am so glad we got the redeems working on that. Alright, good. It's gonna be sunny tomorrow. We don't need to bring our animals inside. We can let them graze. Actually, you know what? Let's start it. It was leg day and I want to die. Oof. Yeah, I remember when I was actually exercising regularly, I decided to do a run around the block. Well, not really the block. That's... I did a lap around the exterior of the region of where I lived. So, it was
it was a several block thing. I jogged from my house up to to JFK Memorial Park, and then I went in a lap around. I went down Madison, and then I went down 2nd Street, I think it was. Went back up to, I forget the name of it, but I passed the Albertsons, and then I went back. Point being, it was long, and I did not stretch properly, and so the next day, I was so stiff, I was actually walking like a Castlevania character. I was doing the Belmont. I really should get back into exercising regularly. Ooh, okay, we're gonna harvest some of these before the sprites show up. Just so that way we have some to cook with. Now, do we have corn yet? No, we do not. Yeah, that's gonna be me. Oh, did you not stretch? That's a rookie mistake right there, my guy. Now, tomatoes are actually very useful in this game because you can use them to make pizza. That 3-frame walk cycle. Yeah. Chimkins! It's funny to think how I went from playing this game so, so badly when I first started playing as a kid, and now I'm like, this could be this could be called a speed run. The way we handled progression and all that in this run. There we go. Had to cycle back for the last egg. Yeah, I thought about doing my TF2 radio DJ gimmick today on stream, but I'm like, you know what, I don't really feel like doing that. And plus, if I did, the VOD would end up getting muted, which, I mean, is kind of a moot point, but I feel like that would be something to do when we have more people here all watching and tuning in. We can all just vibe to the music together, you know? It's kind of, sure, you got other people with you playing on multiplayer on TF2, so it's not like it would be just me, but I don't know. TF2 music gets muted? No, not the TF2 music. So, if you haven't watched the most recent episode of the To Be Continued podcast, I have been doing this thing where I'll go on to 2Fort, play as an engineer, set up a dispenser in the intel room, pretend it's a transistor board, and then use a sound pad to play music from my computer over the TF2 voice chat, and I'll pretend that I'm a radio DJ hosting Rockin' Engineer Radio. So I would definitely get copyright strikes for the music that I'd be playing on that. Oh, that sounds fun. Yeah, I've actually made a few new Steam friends doing that. The whole idea came to me while I was playing a 2-fort match, and I realized just how dull 2-fort is when you're not playing as a sniper. I mean, hell, even when you're playing as a sniper, it can be kind of dull. Although it's not as dull as playing engineer on 2-fort. Now, playing engineer on 2-fort is the safe option, because you can just camp by your dispenser and sentry and not have to worry about getting fucked by the enemy team, because you can just set up in a choke point, and like one engineer is enough to absolutely fuck the entire to fuck an entire team out of the courtyard to reach the intel. But I was playing. I had been playing sniper last week, and I'm like, you know, playing sniper on 2-fort is all well and good, but it gets old kind of fast. Which is funny, because I am one of the most inconsistent snipers in TF2. I'll have one run where I get like 28 points in a single life, and then I'll get absolutely raffle stomped by the enemy snipers the next match. I don't main sniper, so I probably could get better at it if I just kept at it. But I feel like the only reason I'm good at sniper is because I'm playing on 2-fort. The sight lines on that map as a sniper are ridiculous if you camp the balcony. If I'm on another match, I can't snipe nearly as well, and I know because I've tried. I would like to play Spy, but I'm very bad at playing Spy. Actually, I don't know if I'm bad or if Spy's just a really weak, flimsy class. Now, Spy used to be comically overpowered back when the Dead Ringer didn't have that noisy-ass decloak, and back when your Eternal Reward functioned differently. I mean, the Kunai is still a beast, and the Ambassador is still the gun that crits on headshots. It doesn't kill people instantly, but you can reliably two-shot classes if you shoot them in the head with the Ambassador. Me though, I prefer a dip. I like the cloak I like the Dead Ringer, but it's not as good as it used to be. I just like it because it's a fucking pocket watch. That is literally my only reason for liking it. But as far as like the revolver and the knife go, I'll use the Big Earner, which is a stiletto switchblade, because I really like the look of those things. And I mean, it's an okay knife. It's not viewed commonly as a bad weapon. And I use the Big Kill, which is just a reskin of stock, that works. Stock is like the most stable choice in the game, so yeah. Although I hear that the Diamondback these days is just a straight upgrade to stock, which admittedly I do like the Diamondback. It's a Deus Ex weapon. I love Deus Ex. Actually, but the Machina is a Deus Ex weapon as well, and that's my rifle of choice for sniper. Machina's a bad weapon, though, or it's seen as a bad weapon. I think it's okay. It can pierce enemies. It has tracer rounds, leaving people able to tell you where you are after you've shot at least once. But on 2-fort, that doesn't really matter, because, like, where are you going to snipe from except the balcony? Everybody knows that's where you're coming from. But the other interesting thing about the Machina is you can only fire if you're scoped in. You can't fire it out of scope, which is why it's considered to be a bad weapon. I just think it looks cool, which is why I use it. I also use the Cleaner's Carbine, which is considered to be a bad weapon, but I mean, I feel like it's... I feel like the reputation of it being bad is overpronounced. It's not great, but it's not terrible either. I mean, what's terrible about a weapon that can go and Okay, well maybe maybe it isn't that great because you have to fill up the crit meter. But I mean, and in exchange you don't get random crits. But being able to put a crit on your weapon if you've gotten enough hits on the Cleaner's Carbine, it's cool. You can reliably one-shot from a body shot with the Machina if you're half charged and you apply the crit from the Cleaner's Carbine. Though I wouldn't make that my main strategy to do. I fucked up. I probably didn't water these yesterday, and so we're gonna get like a patchwork of ripe corn when these things pop off. Alright, we're gonna save the game and move on to tomorrow. And the flowers are dead. Actually, I don't think there would be a point to putting more flowers in that vase, if only because it's the 27th and on the 28th. Oh no. Okay, this is a 30-day year, or 30-day month. Summer, so fall. Oh, what's this? Oh, that was my wedding? Damn, we have held off on playing Harvest Moon, huh? But this game is nice. You can play it however you want. You can marathon it, you can come back to it every once in a while and play it off and on. And you don't lose out doing it that way. This is just such a great game. Doggo! Okay, if y'all chickens could clear away from the weed so I could remove it from the premises, that would be nice. This weed is in need of physical removal. Okay, nobody got hurt, so we're good. If y'all didn't know, the weeds are secretly communist. We must throw the weeds out of helicopters to get them off of the farm. Okay, amazingly that did not injure our chicken, so... There we go. Okay, I think we got all the eggs, so we can just pick up all our chickens now. You know what sucks about TF2, though? As great as that game is, they changed up how the server system works. I can't find any of the old servers I used to play on anymore. None of them show up. So I can only conclude that they're either dead, or... I don't know. Now, admittedly, I haven't played TF2 in almost 10 years. Maybe over 10 years. Because my heyday of TF2 was when I was in high school. I played it a little bit in community college, but not as much as I was playing Star Wars Old Republic. And so... And I think I had started getting other games by that point, so I might have, like, left TF2 behind at that point. And man, I fucking miss the old servers that I would play on, like Lion's Den 2, Electric Boogaloo. I can't remember the name of the Mario Kart server that I was on, but the Mario Kart map always made me laugh. It's still around as a workshop add-on. And you know what I would love to do, chat? I would absolutely love to do a community TF2 server for myself and all you guys who watch me. But I feel like we need more people in our Discord server before we can reliably get a TF2 match going. Now I know that Carl Muffin has expressed interest in playing TF2. Omen would probably be down to play TF2, but you know, admittedly, TF2 is one of those games where Omen can talk shit, And, I mean, if we weren't on a stream, it'd be fine, but we would be on stream. Never played? It's not that hard to pick up. It's pretty beginner friendly. And it's free to play too. I would say the most beginner friendly class in all of TF2 is either the heavy or the soldier. The soldier is great because you just have to aim near people and they die. Because the way the stock rocket launcher does splash damage, it's pretty good. I play suboptimally because I gimp my soldier, admittedly. I use the Liberty launcher, and that thing is bad. But that doesn't stop me from using it because I like the design of it. I'm one of those idiots where if a weapon has suboptimal stats but I like its design, I will absolutely use it, even in competitive games like TF2, or pseudo-competitive, I should say, because TF2 has a casual mode, and that's actually what I play on. But the thing about casual TF2 is it's what the game was designed to be first and foremost. Comp was kind of added as an afterthought. You can only have 6 players on a comp team, and you have a class restriction of 1 to 2 for certain classes. Whereas with pubs, as they're called, or casual, aesthetics are paramount, right? Men are very visual creatures, as my dad once said. And I feel like the design of I'm not saying that form over function is ideal, but I am saying that the form of something that functions, that still gets the job done, just in a less effective way, if I like how it looks, I will absolutely do it. You know, playing this game, a random thought just occurred to me. I wonder if all those South African farmers who are coming to the United States are going to be farmers when they emigrate over here. They're going to have a very rude awakening if they do. One of my favorite books that was written... One of my favorite libertarian books was written by a farmer called Everything I Want to Do Is Illegal. I've brought it up in previous videos. I think I've mentioned it like maybe once or twice. And it's just a dissertation of how overregulated the farming industry is. I think the reason being, I can't prove this, it's more of just a gut instinct that's probably true. My guess is that big engineering companies want to have, what's it called? You know that term for when phones are made to fail on purpose? I can't remember the name of it right now, it escapes me, but Apple is known for doing it, John Deere is known for doing it. My guess is that big engineering companies don't want farmers repairing their own shit, and would rather have them buy new ones. But that's probably just one aspect of like how absolutely overregulated the farming industry is. I'm also guessing that other groups that would lobby for stricter farm regulation would probably want to buy out independent farms and use them for investment purposes like BlackRock does. Now, admittedly, BlackRock is not, to my knowledge, isn't as into the farming industry as they are into the real estate market. But that's not to say they don't do it. That's just saying I don't have any evidence to suggest that that they do it. I just wouldn't be surprised if they were. Planned obsolescence. Thank you. Yeah, planned obsolescence. I should really buy a copy of Everything I Want to Do Is Illegal and just read it on stream. Did y'all know it's illegal to collect rainwater in certain states of the US? I don't know which ones specifically. I just heard about a guy who got fined by the county police where he lived for collecting rainwater. Absolute fucking nonsense. If y'all are concerned about a health hazard from collecting rainwater, let nature take its course. If people don't think to fucking purify their water that they've collected before drinking it, that's on them. It's not hard to purify water, in this day and age at least. You can boil it on an electric stove or a hot plate, gas-powered stove, I don't care what. You could boil it with a wooden fire and then let it sit and purify it. Come to think of it, it would probably be healthier for you than all the water that we get from taps anyway. I still drink a large amount of tap water, but that's just because, like, convenience. I think that buying bottled water is fucking stupid, and you're still getting the microplastics, so it's really a pick your poison sort of situation. Do you want fluoride to sterilize your testicles, or do you want microplastics stored in the balls? Which would probably also sterilize your testicles, come to think of it. Yeah, never mind. You're going sterile either way. It's a slow sterilization process because Alex Jones is right about everything and the government wants population control. They 100% don't want independent repair. Speaking as an industrial repair guy, my company makes no money from the sale of the machines. All the profits come from service and selling parts. Yeah, that makes sense. Morning, dear. You know what's funny, chat? I married Mary in Stardew Valley as well. There is some lore potential here because Stardew Valley ended because the mods haven't updated yet, and we started doing Harvest Moon in place of it. I feel like there's some creative writing potential here. Maybe the universe ended, and I was so determined to save Mary, my wife, that I engineered an entire timeline for us to meet again, except it cost her memory, which is why we had to go down the romance path with her in this game. I couldn't save our daughter, though. Maybe I will, though. Maybe I'll find some clever way to rewrite time so that our daughter also survived the timeline getting wiped. Boy, I go on the most fucking random ass tangents when I play video games and just let my brain do the talking for me on streams, huh? We go from talking about the South African refugee situation, we talk about farming regulation, then we talk about fucking Doctor Who video game fan fiction, all in like the course of a half an hour. I guess that's part of the appeal of streaming, with me at least. You never know what you're gonna get. Maybe I'm quiet as the grave one stream, maybe I'm shitposting the next, and then before you know it, I'm just going on random tangents. Oh yes, I did say I wanted corn for cooking with. I want popcorn. Not in well, yes in real life, but but the headache is not worth the effort, at least right now. So, we're just gonna harvest some of this, keep it for ourselves. The harvest sprites can tend to the rest. Oh, our sheep are woolly again. I do the quotes, the markups are obscene, and you can find some of the same parts on Amazon for a fraction of the price. But we scare tactic our customers by telling them we won't warranty any of our work if we find third-party parts on the machines. Ay, ay, ay. It's a good business strategy, but man, is it fucking skeevy. Apple does the same thing too to their products. That's why for the longest time I was a Windows PC guy, because you know they don't do that bullshit. Although apparently fucking Newegg does. Newegg will actually strip out upgrades if they find them in your machine and they have to do a warranty repair. We aren't even the worst ones. I believe it. I absolutely believe it. Having to deal with I used to be big into the right to repair scene because I was absolutely baffled that that it was as bad as it was. And so I would read articles about planned obsolescence and shitty tactics by companies to make right to repair just not plausible. And so I am no longer surprised by the disgusting things that big companies will do to make sure that we can't take care of our own machinery. Louis Rossmann is gone. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Louis Rossmann. Puts his money where his mouth is. Actually got some lobbying done for good. God bless him, because you don't see that very often. And he talks mad shit about New York, and I'm like, I don't have the hate boner for New York that I do for California, but that's because I don't live there. I'm sure if I did, like he does, then I would absolutely have the hate boner for New York that he does, and I can appreciate it. You want a guy who talks mad shit about California and has like great takes? Jericho Green is wildly entertaining. I swear, half his videos as of late are just being absolutely fed up with NWA behavior. Nobody hates New York more than the New Yorkers. I know, right? It's like that old. It's like my old saying. Nobody hates metalheads like other metalheads. Metalheads are some of the most tribal motherfuckers you will ever meet. Y'all think Africa is tribal. Y'all think the Native Americans are tribal. Nah, we metalheads are way worse. Metal is a fucking religion to some people. I mean, it's good, but I wouldn't put it that far. That said, religious metal music does slap. Striper and Theocracy are fucking fantastic. Demon Hunter, much more death metal-y, not really my thing, but I definitely get the appeal. Cleaning, that's not metal. Here's the thing. Christian metal can get very fucking visceral. It's like Psalms on steroids at some parts. I must admit, I actually am not the biggest fan of Psalms, but that's because I feel like it's limited by having to be translated. I'm sure if it was in the original language, and I heard it being sung in its original language, then my opinion would differ greatly. But as it stands, it feels, I don't know, it just doesn't click with me. But then I hear stuff like Striper and Theocracy, and I'm like, oh, this goes hard. Mirror of Souls by Theocracy is probably my favorite of their songs, not because of the oh god, I'm losing my train of thought here. That's like just straight melodic singing without growling or screaming. Very contentious point of metal. Yeah. I mean, not everything has to be guttural growls. Although, I mean, Manowar would definitely say I listen to false metal. But I mean, that was their whole thing, is anyone that isn't Manowar is false metal. Which I can respect, even if I don't agree with. I mean, I do listen to Man of War, but it's not exclusive. But I don't exclusively listen to it. But Absolution Day by Theocracy is great. Mirror of Souls is good because it's about confronting the fact that we are altogether sinful and that it is by God's grace that we can be reconciled. There is nothing that can be done on our part. Nobody is metal but Man of War, and nobody is white but Varg. Oh, God bless you, lazy. You're not wrong. Alright, I should probably pay the interns their magic grass. Do I want to give him the cheese or... No, you know what? I'll give the yellow dude some honey instead. My favorite bit of metal trivia, I wish I could remember the band this applied to. They wanted to blaspheme more effectively, so they began studying Catholicism, and they studied so hard they ended up converting. That was fucking hilarious. That kind of reminds me of the story about an exorcist who cast out a demon by convincing him that his demon friends in hell missed him. Alright, we've got some spare time. Let's go foraging. I don't understand why the game decided to have this ominous wind and owl hooting once night fell. Like, I get that the countryside is meant to be quiet, but this seems like otherworldly, I'm gonna run into a fucking skinwalker quiet. This is not the tranquility of evening quiet. This is shit's about to go down. I better have my fucking rifle ready kind of quiet. Although this is a kid's game, so the best you get is like a fucking hammer and an axe. Admittedly, an axe for lumbering would probably be decently effective against some crazy cryptid in the woods. Have you ever been to the country? Actually, I mean, technically, yes. There are parts of Illinois that are very fucking rural. We would drive through fucking cornfields that seemed eternal when we were going to visit my cousins in Ottawa, Illinois. Not to be confused with Ottawa, Canada. But I've never been outside in that kind of setting at night. Let's see how... Oh yeah, those Nimrods didn't even water the whole patch. Look at that. They left one tile. Watching the Sixth Doctor as the Mark of the Ronnie on Tubi. Oh, nice. Yeah, I should... Once I'm stably employed, I'm gonna start collecting classic Doctor Who DVDs again and ripping them to my computer. That YouTube channel that was uploading old episodes that's run officially by the BBC stopped uploading new ones, so I'm like, damn. Though it did expand my collection quite nicely, so there's that. I should probably watch them too. I mean, I was watching the first Doctor ones for a while, but I kind of just stopped. I'm very inconsistent about things. It's quiet like that. Now, wait, what? Okay, we're not turning on the TV after midnight. New rule. Why is my farmhouse haunted? Am I gonna find a dead journalist ghost hanging from my ceiling? Am I gonna find Joseph motherfucker Schreiber crawling through my wall? In the country, it gets creepy quiet. The old Doctor Who era shows are all on Tubi. Tubi is free. Only need to add your email to make an account, and that's it. Well, shit! Okay, we're in fucking business. Thank you, thank you, Daleks the Time Lord. I will have to do that. I will have to watch them on there and use OBS to capture my screen. It's like, it's the digital equivalent of holding your tape recorder to the radio to record a song you like, but, fuck it. Modern problems require modern solutions. Oh, you know what? I think the harvest sprites aren't showing up today. I might need to go and recruit them again. That's fine. We can do the watering ourselves today. Yeah, Tubi is pretty good for old shows. You know, I'm not even in a relationship, and I'm like excited for the possibility of introducing my potential kids to stuff that I grew up with. Like, I am going to be so happy when I get to show my kids the animated Hobbit movie that I watched as a kid with my dad, showing them the Star Wars that I grew up with. Fuck, I wish I was married and had kids. Maybe that's why my favorite video game of all time is Harvest Moon: Friends of Mineral Town. Or at least among them. Oh, hell yeah, I love the Hobbit cartoon. Oh, Lazy, you might be interested in knowing this then. You know how the DVD version of the Hobbit cartoon is missing sound effects? Well, I actually managed to restore the sound effects on the DVD version. I did some editing magic, and I got a hold of the audio from the old VHS version, synced it up with the footage from the DVD version, so you get that clean quality, and you get the sounds like that. Oh hell yeah! All of the OG Bakugan episodes are on Tubi as well. It is? What sound effects? Oh, okay, so you know how the spiders had that death rattle when they got hit by a rock or stabbed by Sting in the VHS version? That's missing in the DVD version. And then also there was some audio missing from Bilbo tumbling down the rocks when he fell through the goblin cave. And I think there was other stuff too, but it doesn't jump out to me immediately. The point being, the point being though, I fixed that. I found audio from the VHS version, synced it with the DVD footage, and made basically a proper remastering. I've also made my own edits to the original Star Wars trilogy. I kept the stuff from the special editions that I thought worked, and I threw out the stuff that didn't work. I used the, what's it called? I used the despecialized edition as a base, and then I used some digital magic to make its video quality kind of blend better with the special editions, because they have more saturation. And so now in what I like to call the respecialized edition of Star Wars: The Original Trilogy, you have both Yub-Nub and the Victory Celebration. It plays the Victory Celebration first when Luke's burning Vader's body on the pyre, and then as it shows the montage of the galaxy celebrating the fall of the Empire, and then it fades into Yub-Nub when it gets back to Endor. And that's only like one of the changes. I think the movie I had to do the least with was I think Empire Strikes Back. With Empire, it was actually just adding in extra scenes that were deleted and touching them up a bit, like the Wampas thawing out in the Hoth base. Luke training with lightsaber techniques with Yoda. I'm trying to think what else. Oh yeah, and then New Hope was interesting. New Hope I probably could have done more with, but I was admittedly kind of lazy with my cut of A New Hope. Good lord, look at this. This is absolute patchwork of ripe corn and unripe corn. Whatever. We'll oh wait, I still haven't done my okay. What I should probably do is... No, you go in here. I should probably contact the Harvest Sprites, and have them set up for, oh god. I'm losing my train of thought a lot here. Have them set up for the next round of work. Actually, it's the 29th. I don't know if I can harvest all those tomatoes in time. I feel like having the Harvest Sprites here would be kind of redundant, since it's going to change seasons so soon. It's funny to think about, really. I keep saying that I want to hire an editor. I absolutely have the skills to edit my own videos, I just don't really have the time. My editing process largely consists of upscaling the resolution and doing fade in and fade out on the intro and outro. I'm sure that if I had a dedicated editor who had, like, time to spare, we could have, like, editing gags. We could actually cut these, and we could actually cut these so that they flow better on YouTube. Although I don't know how much we would want. The thing is, I would want an editor for that because I don't know how much cutting would be too much. It's actually a pet peeve of mine when people do Let's Plays and they cut footage, because sometimes I want to use Let's Plays as a walkthrough. Although with a game like Friends of Mineral Town, you don't really need a walkthrough because it's so straightforward. You know what? I'm gonna hold on to the rest of this corn. It's mine. Oh yeah, you want to hear some fun Star Wars trivia? In the original script for Return of the Jedi, when Leia was on Jabba's throne and the next time we see him after Leia's capture, he was actually meant to be stroking Leia like a cat, like Dr. Evil holding Mr. Bigglesworth, instead of her just laying against him. I feel like the vibe for that scene and that occurrence would have shifted dramatically if that were the case. I can tell you one thing, the pantheon of Discord group has grown. My favorite god from the pantheon is Lux. You know, admittedly, I don't know the Doctor Who pantheon all that well. I know there's Sutek, who is basically the devil, but then you also have the Beast, and then you have Abaddon from Torchwood, who is the son of the Beast. I know that there's the Black and White Guardians. Oh, geez, what else do I know? You have Santa, who's the Red Guardian, although you wouldn't know that unless you played Doctor Who Legacy. What else is there to talk about with Doctor Who's pantheon? I mean, in the lore of my VTuber stuff, the Harvest Guardian from this game is the Green Guardian, Santa being the Red, so... Lux is the god of light in the pantheon. Okay. That makes sense, too, because the name Lux, you know, comes from the Latin word for light. I kind of gave up on modern Doctor Who. It's all been downhill ever since they made the Master into a lady. Krampus is among the pantheon. Yes, yes, I knew about that. Because I've actually got the Big Finish, I don't remember if it's Doom Coalition that had Krampus' story in it, where you had a Time Lord that granted wishes. He was the creator of Artron Energy, and he made Krampus real because of a little girl's wish. And the Doctor's companion had to get Saint Nicholas of Asia Minor from the 4th century. She basically brute-forced learning the TARDIS controls so she could find Saint Patrick, or not Saint Patrick, Saint Nicholas, to stop Krampus. That was such a great Christmas story. It was, I loved it. It was so great. I liked man, there's so many good stuff in Big Finish. Although, you know, Big Finish doesn't always hit home runs. The Lovecraft Invasion, which should have been absolutely peak, was just okay, because they absolutely shit on Lovecraft. They did not give that man the respect that was due. Krampus needs to have its own Christmas episode. Yeah, I could see that working. It would be funny, too, if they acknowledged that the Doctor met him before. Where was I going with this? Oh yeah, Lovecraft Invasion. The reason I got so angry at the Lovecraft Invasion, which should have been fantastic, because, you know, a psychic parasite that attaches itself to H.P. Lovecraft has brilliant potential for a story. But they wanted to focus too much on how Lovecraft was a racist. And the thing about Lovecraft being racist is, okay, he didn't actually stay that way. Yeah, he wrote some pretty questionable shit, but he actually later regretted it and went on to say that, you know, anyone can be an American. The man had a character arc. The man progressed. But no, we have to remember him as an asshole because modern politics and all that. God, that pisses me the fuck off. Lovecraft didn't get the respect he deserved in his day. He died penniless, and all of his stuff went into public domain because his estate got fucked over by the fucking copyright system. I wanted to see Nightmare Child from the Time War. Oh, trust me, the Nightmare Child is not as cool as it sounds. It turns out it's just a giant Dalek. It's so fucking frustrating. I thought the Nightmare Child was going to be this cosmic entity that eats reality, just because that's what my imagination cooked up. And then Big Finish did a thing, and it's just an oversized super Dalek. Fuck the Nightmare Child. Although, that's not to say the Time War had no good stuff. Big Finish actually did a lot of good stuff with the Time War. He did some silly stuff too, but you can't bat 100 all the time. And Davros flew into its mouth. Yeah, that's... And Dalek Khan, like, teleported in and then grabbed him last second. I really like Dalek Khan. Best heel turn reveal in the show. Now, I think we're going to hold on to some of these tomatoes, because how many do we have? 5? Yeah, we're going to need more than 5. I really like the original weakness of the Cybermen in the reboot. I think that they kind of overthought the process, because in subsequent stories, the Cybermen have been defeated in different ways. But the original, like, oh, you remove the emotional inhibitor, so that way they can process what they actually are, and it drives them to madness and they self-destruct. I really liked that. That was very clever. Because it makes sense that something like that would happen if you realized that you were just a brain in a mechanical suit. It is a I have no mouth and I must scream type situation there. Man, all this talk about the Time Wars got me thinking about my fucking War Arbiter arc. There's, like, no fucking games I can play for that, so that might have to be, like, that might just have to be a fan, like, an incarnation that gets revealed on Twitter, and then let people make, or commission people to make, animations about it. I feel like, I was actually listening to the Proto Men last night, and I feel like a duet between the War Doctor and the War Arbiter for the song Hold Back the Night would be very appropriate. Because if you don't know the Proto Men lore, it's a rock opera about Mega Man of all things, and Dr. Light gets absolutely fucked over by Dr. Wily. Dr. Wily frames him for the murder of... Dr. Wily frames Light for the murder of Light's girlfriend, Emily. And then he's found not guilty, but he's run out of town by an angry mob. And then Dr. Wily basically takes over the town. Proto-Man is awesome. Yeah. And then years later, this young man named Joe breaks out of the city, only to be confronted by Dr. Wily's robot, the Sniper. And the two have a duel in a junkyard on the edge of town. And after the duel, like, Dr. Light saves Joe's life, and the two talk about what's happened. And Joe decides he's going to do something about Wily, because the Sniper is already, like, out of the picture, might as well take advantage of the situation, which leads to the best fucking song they've ever written, Light Up the Night. And then the second album, or no, they released them, they did a George Lucas where they released the chronologically first one after the chronologically second one. Dalek was my favorite. He showed the very thing the Daleks would lack, which would have helped them evolve into a greater species. Yeah, Dalek's a good choice too. I really like Dalek. It's a pity what happened. But yeah, back on the Proto-Men, Light Up the Night, which is a duet between Joe and Dr. Light about their one chance at overthrowing Wily and stopping his evil. And then, unfortunately, their plan fails. Dr. Wily rigged his own tower to explode, and used it to stage a false flag to justify martial law of the city and have his robots take over the security forces and lock everyone down. Fast forward several years, and Dr. Light hasn't given up yet. Not just yet, at least. He builds Proto-Man, a robot to liberate the city and end Wily's tyranny. Only for Proto-Man to be defeated by Wily's robots, seemingly killed. Light has a funeral for Proto-Man, and then builds Mega Man, a robot to just be his son. He tells Mega Man the story of Proto-Man, and Mega Man is so inspired that he goes to finish Proto-Man's mission. Light tries to stop him, and unfortunately can't. And you think Mega Man's actually going to pull through. It looks like Mega Man might actually win this. He wipes out Wily's entire army until he gets to none other than Proto-Man, who's become Wily's second in command. They have a showdown, and it's ambiguous how it ends. I like the interpretation that Mega Man finished off Proto-Man in the duel, but then ran away because he was just so emotionally distraught from having to kill his own brother that he was never seen again. Some say that Mega Man was finished off and Proto-Man killed all the people that had gathered around to watch the battle commence. Either way, we don't know what happened yet because Act 3 hasn't been finished, but certain songs from Act 3 have been leaked or released to the public. This brings us to Hold Back the Night. Hold Back the Night it seems to be a duet between a young woman and Dr. Light, and Dr. Light has given up hope at this point. Some of his lyrics include, "Not a thing can be done with so few men that a hero couldn't do," and your heroes are gone now, and the blood that they've spilled is on my hands. Implying that he's, like, absolutely just distraught about what Proto-Man and Mega Man have done. I feel like the War Arbiter would take the place of the young woman in that, and the War Doctor Light in that situation. Because ultimately, the War Doctor was very just done with the war at the end of it. He wanted to blow up both sides if it meant saving the galaxy. Whereas the Arbiter remained idealistic through the war and his method to stop the Time War would be, or my method to stop the Time War would be a bit different. Stage a coup, overthrow the War Council and Rassilon, go back in time to prevent the Master from being resurrected because that only made the situation worse, declare himself Emperor of Gallifrey, call in favors from every civilization he's saved, and wipe out the Daleks completely. Because the Doctor could have done that, but he didn't. He decided that it was Gallifrey's fight alone, basically. God, I am such a fucking nerd. This conversation, this is fanfic peak right here. Although this is not the most cringe fanfic I have ever written, admittedly. Yeah, the 50th anniversary special something. Yeah. Point is, I don't think I can do the Time War justice with playing through games. I'm probably just going to reveal an incarnation that is canonically the War Arbiter's appearance, and let what fanbase I have make art off of it, and maybe commission art for myself. Because we've already established that my adventures take place in a different timeline than the main Doctor Who lore. The rules of regeneration work a bit differently. Events play and that gives me some freedom to like play with events and have them take place a little bit differently. Damn, it is fucking hot in here. Okay, real quick chat, I'm gonna step away from my desk and refill my water bottle because I am parched. I will be with you all shortly. Oh, I cannot fucking wait until we get the AC fixed in here. That's gonna be so fucking nice. What's the earnings looking like? Wow, we're almost at 400,000. Yeah, plus the Time Lords aren't exactly saints themselves. They killed other species, races, great vampires, and so on. Yeah. I probably could do gameplay for the arc of the Arbiter being Emperor of Gallifrey. Although I don't know what. I'm sure there are more games that lend themselves to that, like than would be Time War. Alucard once suggested that I do Valkyria Chronicles for the Time War. Maybe? I don't really know. I feel like Amnesia the Bunker might lend itself well, because you're just a dude with a dinky ass revolver, not a cool revolver like a Smith & Wesson 500, but like an old 22, up against an eldritch horror, from what I know about the game. So Amnesia the Bunker, maybe Valkyria Chronicles for the Time War games. I don't know. See you around, Kai. Although, where do we go from the Arbiter, from me becoming Emperor of Gallifrey? You know, it's like I'm still gonna go on adventures and see other worlds. So, oh, you know what? Maybe it could be like a Pinochet situation where eventually a new Gallifreyan president was elected. Imagine Peter Capaldi's incarnation in an alternative timeline being called the Dictator. I once had an idea for a fanfic where where it was set in an alternate timeline where the Doctor was evil and the Master was good, and basically the Doctor went by the moniker the Surgeon, and the Master went by the moniker the Mentor. Never really developed it, but it's an idea. It kind of leaves me wondering what how the Doctor would react to the Arbiter's plan. OMG, the Surgeon is actually my renegade Time Lord name. Ah! Maybe I'll incorporate you into the lore. Because the Arbiter has interacted with several different timelines of the Doctor. The Arbiter has met a the Arbiter went to my timeline takes place where at some point in Earth's history, the Doctor traveled to the events of Fallout, and his TARDIS was run down and derelict, and he was actually killed. Somehow, I think the Master was involved, because I found the Master's TARDIS inside the Doctor's TARDIS, and it collapsed in on itself. But it was implied that both the Master and the Doctor were out of the picture. Now, I had been hiding in an alternate timeline to avoid the Ravenous, so that's not the primary Doctor, and that's not even the Doctor that's focused on in the main timeline. Doctor Who versus the Surgeon. Yes. And then the Doctor, one of the other adventures I've had is to go to the main Doctor Who timeline in which the canonical show takes place to warn the Doctor about the events of the Fallout universe, to help him just on the chance that it helps him avoid the same end. My Type 49 TARDIS is stuck in the form of a large ornamental flower pot. I like that. That's clever. Reminds me of the vases in Super Mario Bros. 2 that you could go down. Okay, it is fall. We want to plant bell peppers, but the thing is, I don't fucking know if I have that many bell pepper seeds. Yeah, thankfully my TARDIS has a functioning chameleon circuit. It can transform into anything. Though I do like to turn it into something that resembles a police box. I also like to keep, my favorite form for it is an airship, though I can't park that just anywhere. So in the event that the airship doesn't fit somewhere, it defaults into a door that just a wooden door that's painted red. Hard to lose something like that. You know what, come to think of it, I feel like the Harvest Moon Friends of Mineral Town adventure, whatever this is takes place, like, towards the tail end of this incarnation's lifespan. Because if you guys don't know the lore, when I regenerated, I've had three models for this incarnation. 2 of which were fully grown. 1 of which was absolute crap and looked terrible, and you can see it in my older Let's Plays, like Deus Ex and Nostalgia. One which looked actually like a teenager or a young boy, and he was in a actually slightly fancier coat, and then there's this one. Now the chronology for the order they take place is the younger looking one takes place first, then the one that looks like crap, and then this one. And it's funny, really. The one that looked like crap actually did play some Stardew Valley, but if you don't know the lore, because I regenerated into such a young form, I couldn't return to Stardew Valley as a kid because I was married, and it's like, I can't go back to my wife looking like this. And then we have this version of the model play in Friends of Mineral Town. And you know, it feels like the arc is completed there. I think the canonical death for this incarnation is probably going to be old age. The first Arbiter, his death was getting stabbed in the heart while trying to fend off cultists, while Father Ward battled Malthus and Alu in the second death cult's sanctuary. So we got stabbed in the heart, old age. I wonder what my third incarnation's gonna die from. Is that all the milk? Oh yeah, we got all the milk. Salmonella! What a way to go. Yeah, I wanted to lick the cookie batter, and I got salmonella poisoning. That's how my third one went out. Fucking embarrassing. Although at least I didn't trip over a brick. I don't think I told you this, but my TARDIS can telepathically talk to me and has a helicopter parent-like personality. This is always gets too overprotective of me. My TARDIS's personality is basically. I actually haven't fleshed out a personality for my TARDIS yet, come to think of it. Although, I do have some interesting trivia for for the Omen. The Omen is my brother, if you're new here, and he's made an appearance on the channel before, but he has a habit of saying shit that would violate terms of service, which is why he doesn't show up all that often. And I'm still looking into finding someone to play his newest incarnation, just so that way we don't have to deal with that. And Omen's backstory is that he actually used to be a good kid, but we were fucking around in a restricted part of the TARDIS's decommissioning lot, and we walked into a TARDIS that was said to be possessed. And I ran away when we heard some sort of entity inside, but he tried to stay, but he couldn't make it out in time. And ever since that day, something hasn't been right about him. The spark in his eye was just gone. For a while, it was hard to notice. He still behaved normally. He just seemed different, hollow. But then, as he got older, he became a much more sinister figure. His 13th incarnation was also incredibly racist. Sometimes in a funny way, admittedly, which is why I kept him around. You mean based? I mean, I guess it depends on your definition of based. All I'm saying is the 13th Omen and Kanye were actually very good friends. Omen featured on one of Kanye's recent albums in your Earth time. Omen was also the infamous copper merchant El Nasir. One of his incarnations was just a copper con man. Oh, already? I wonder if I've been reading too much. I don't feel well all of a sudden. Seth, will you take me to the clinic? Yes. Thank you. Your wife isn't sick. Oh? You're going to be parents! Congratulations! Mary, you're going to have a baby! Congratulations! I'm not sure how I feel. This is kind of sudden news, but I'm excited. My parents will be so happy. I can't wait to tell them. Let's go home now, okay? Yeah. This is cause for celebration. I can't believe I'm about to become a father. This is so great. Now, we had a daughter in the previous timeline named Dawn. Now, the way this game works, you can only have a son. Wait, where is Mary? Is she at her parents' house? Oh, it's 5 p.m. Oh shit, I didn't check the TV for the weather. Oh good, it's gonna be sunny tomorrow. Perfect. I feel like the allies that I've made on my adventures kind of have much higher power scaling than the allies the Doctor would have had in the Time War, come to think of it. Because think about it. Characters from every video game that I've played would be considered the Arbiters, would be considered people that owe the Arbiter a favor. This incarnation and my previous one alone have helped the Belmonts, Soma Cruz, several Jedi, Father Ward and Father Garcia, who admittedly I don't know how much Father Ward would do against Daleks, what with him only having a cross, but Father Garcia and his shotgun could at least do some damage. A bunch of survivors from the zombie apocalypse, a bunch of characters from Fallout. The Royal Exploration Agency and the Adventurers Association from Nostalgia. The NCR and the Brotherhood of Steel. What other factions have I helped? Oh yeah, the Vigilance of Stendar, the Dawn Guard, the Last Dragonborn, the Blades. Meridia. Don't know how much damage the kids from South Park would do, admittedly. It's a long list. My two Time Lord siblings were called Nezdoth, the Builder, and Rulinix, the Pessimist, but Nezdoth was caught in an accident, causing him and me to fuse into one Time Lord, Daleks Nezdoth. Sky, bro, deadass, okay, ready? the 3 reasons, good, real reasons, to not literally jump right now. Lol, why am I always crashing the fuck out on your streams? This is so funny. I wouldn't say it's funny, it's more like deeply concerning. I mean, I'm honored that you see me as a person that you can come to when you're, like, not doing okay to that extent, but I am by no means, like, trained to handle that kind of situation. The best I can do is say, hey, like, offing oneself is a permanent solution to a theoretically temporary problem. Yeah, like, I'm genuinely never okay on stream. Hey gang, how is everyone doing? The only time you've ever been okay on stream is that time we were playing Dragon Quest IX and you were absolutely trashed and admitted that you were gay for me, which was absolutely hysterical.
Let's do it.
But I mean, you're not a dude, so that's not gay, so I don't even know if that's how that works. Yeah, I'm kind of trashed right now, actually. Yeah, come to think of it, you were also okay for, like, maybe half of the Dark Cloud episodes. Then again, I think, like, only half of the Dark Cloud episodes had you there on them. I was not okay when I was playing Dark Cloud. That game made me so fucking angry. And not just the final boss. There was just so much about that game that made me want to rip my own ass off and stitch it to my head. The pessimist is being possessed by the god of darkness, the pantheon of discord. On some absolutely horrible ginseng sake, it tasted like hot, wet lettuce. Like I was fighting demons to swallow that shit. Lol, PS2 games. Why the fuck did you drink that then? I mean, I'm sure there was a reason, but when I drink alcohol, I want it to at least taste good. If I'm gonna be drinking something bad for me, I want it to at least taste good. Alcohol's bad for you, and like 80% of it tastes like ass. Yeah, you're right. I gotta go outlive Trump. Fuck. There you go. That's your reason to live. Beat that fucking geezer to the... Beat that geezer. Get a higher score than he does. Nah, because if it tastes like pain, I'm doing it right. We have, like, the fucking exact opposite mentality for drinking, and it's funny because the stereotype about guys drinking is if it doesn't burn, we're doing it wrong, and the stereotype for girls is it should be sweet and fruity. Fuck that, Orange Ho. I'm never have a good Korean drink. I've admittedly never have I, but that's just because I've never tried Korean liquor. I've drank wine, which I fucking hate wine. All the wines I hate taste like fucking shit. Although it's funny, all the wines I've drank taste bitter, and I fucking hated them. And my mom laughed, and she's like, "You would probably like boxed wine." That is, and I'm like, you know what? Knowing what I know about boxed wine being super sweet, yeah, I probably would like cheap box wine, which is fucking hilarious. Conversely, I fucking love bourbon. Good bourbon tastes like fucking butterscotch. It burns, but it also tastes like butterscotch. You need white wine. I mean, I've had almond champagne, which I don't know if that's the same as white wine. To me, live for those who love you, and to see the beautiful things you have never seen before in this world. That's not a bad way to do it. You hate Trump because you're not racist. I hate Trump because I am racist! Does not like wine because champagne. Well, no, I've also had red wine. And I fucking hate red wine. White wine spritzer with gorgonzola cheese. Never had white wine. I've had champagne, but I've not had white wine. And I've never had gorgonzola cheese. Cheese, I fucking love cheese. Bro, everyone loves cheese. Cheese was God's gift to man. Second to sex. The Bible literally confirms that sex was God's gift to man, and hell yeah, that was fucking great gift. Good shit. It's too bad that we just take it out of context. I am so fucking guilty of that. White wine is typically not dry and very fruity on the sweeter side. Okay, so maybe I should try white wine. I'll give it a shot. My mom, admittedly, is not a fan of white wine. She does not like white wine. So if I get white wine, I'm gonna have to find my own. Y'all ain't never had Merlot. That shit. Mouthgasm. I once had a... It's funny that you mentioned that. I was talking about this with Rick on the To Be Continued podcast on Sunday. When I was at the start of the pandemic, I avoided all fast food and soda, and I went to get in shape. And like 3 months into my diet and exercise routine, I had a maple syrup jelly bean, and I had a fucking food orgasm from that shit. It was so fucking good. And unfortunately, it doesn't hit the same twice. I feel like I would have to abstain from sugar for like months just to recap, for like maybe a whole year or maybe a month to recapture that, and then just abstain again for another whole month. And it's like, at that point, why bother? Ultra cheddar cheese is a thing. Guys, why do you mean I don't like the dry tannin feelings? Like, who gave you permission for, can you as a collective stop doing, thank you? What? I feel like I'm only seeing half of the message here. Is there something I'm missing? Sky being Sky. Yeah, but Sky usually makes sense. It's usually Chibi that's the one that's like an eldritch abomination. Actually, no. Chibi is like Sheogorath mixed with Kirby. Which is a very, very strange combination. But those of you who've seen Chibi in the chat, y'all know what I mean. She definitely has the Sheogorath energy, mixed with, like, an Uwu. I've done my job to confuse Seth and confuses Seth and disappear for 3 days in a depression-induced coma. I need me a cheese quesadilla now. Chibi is the Oracle! Right? You need a special interpreter to talk to Chibi. She is the Oracle of madness. Chibi is transracial. I don't know. I think she's just a weeb and, like, super fucking autistic. And that's a very potent combination to be. Autism is a hell of a drug. Chocolate good for the brain. It releases a chemical, serotonin, in the human brain, which makes you feel good. This is true. Autistic or cringe. Who says it has to be mutually exclusive? Yeah, but like, what do when allergic to serotonin? I'm actually lacking dopamine, not serotonin. That's my problem. That's why we drink, brothers. As long as it works, and as long as you're not taking it to excess, I suppose. Okay, I have enough apples, so I don't have to worry about hanging on to... I apologize, chat. That was vile. What were we doing again? Why did I come in here? Oh, I remember now. Seeds for the fucking farm. I'm a brainlet. Why did Tumblr just call me fat? Because it's fucking Tumblr. Don't take anything Tumblr says seriously. Tumblr is, like, worse than 4chan, if we're being completely honest. At least 4chan is honest about what it is. Tumblr pretends to be all righteous and holier than thou. Fuck Tumblr. I don't drink alcohol, actually, nor smoke, or vape. Hey, you live... More power to you. You probably live longer that way. Oh, shit, they're closed today. Okay, I'm gonna have to come back tomorrow and get seats then. I should probably talk to the in-laws. And it's locked. I'm on there for craft ideas, but I got no notification, and it literally just said, "You're fat, BTW." I would probably assume that came from some fat fuck feminist who was jealous of how good you look, Sky. Because let's be real, you look damn fine. You are absolutely gorgeous. And don't let anyone tell you otherwise. I'm 120 pounds now. I know I ain't fat. Damn, you beat my high... Wait, is it a high score if I was underweight? Yeah, because when I was at my lowest weight, I think I weighed 135 pounds and being 6'2". Exercise, go to church, understanding the world is a joke, and just laugh at it. This is the secret to dopamine. I mean, theoretically you're right, Lazy, but if there is a legitimate problem where if the brain doesn't produce dopamine, you're kind of fucked. That is why I'm on antidepressants, actually. Because I have had, like, I have had not just depression, but psychosis depression. Do not go... Some people like to talk shit about antidepressants, but real talk, those things fucking save lives. It makes me angry when I see people say antidepressants bad, because it's like, okay, maybe for some people, yes, but that could largely be because you're on the wrong antidepressant, because not all antidepressants function the same way. They're made with different chemicals. Where do you go to ADHD church? Adderall, my beloved. I have manic depression. RFK can eat my skinny ass. Yeah, that's just milk toast advice. I also have to take mood stabilizers / anti-seizure medication that also works as bipolar medication, because apparently I have that. That's probably where the psychosis came from, come to think of it. I doubt that the psychosis was entirely fueled by depression, but it could have been. I would get near violently angry when I was off my medication. It was an ugly sight. I believed some heinous shit, and, you know, not everything unmedicated Seth believed was wrong, but most of it was. Thankfully, I've kind of like sorted through the drawer of things that I believed then, and I'm like, okay, this is bullshit, this isn't, this is bullshit, this is bullshit, that one checks out. It took like several years to complete that process, but you know, now I'm a much more well-rounded individual, and I'm much more stable. Intermittent explosive disorder. Yeah, could be. I got put on an SSRI, and it fucked me up worse, so I'm just speaking from personal experience. My problem was environmental. And I mean, that's fair. Some people do have... Some people, it is an environmental factor that's fucking up their life. Some people, though, it's not. Some people, it's neurological. The ironic thing is, I wouldn't have had to have gone off my medication if I didn't... If I could have just gotten my firearms license as a security guard, I wouldn't have had to have gone off my medication. California law states that any medication that alters your brain chemistry means you can't own and operate a firearm in a public setting. And so I could not, and so because I was trying to obey the law, I had a mental breakdown. And imagine what would have happened if I had gone 3 years successfully. It wouldn't have been pretty, I can tell you that. California gun laws are retarded. What should have been is, if you're on medication that alters your brain chemistry without incident for a certain time span, like let's say 3 to 5 years, then you should be eligible to own and operate a firearm. Fucking California, written by fucking idiots. God, I hate this state so fucking much. I got put on stimulants when I was 11. It was horrific. Then I moved on to SSRIs, and now as an adult, I'm back on a stimulant. Makes perfect sense. They're not saying the medication is the issue. They're saying the issue is you need the medication, and that's the issue. That's retarded, though. I still like your solution, though. Gun insurance. Makes a lot of sense, actually. Good shit. Better alternative than to fucking taking people's rights away. Intermittent explosive disorder sounds like me after Taco Bell, am I right? Ba-doom. I actually learned this from a monk. I learned how to turn my mental madness into physical strength to protect others. I will laugh like a madman, but I will do it with style. Yeah, but people who need strong medications like that are typically not safe without them. And would you handle a weapon to a person that is not mentally stable? If they were on medication, yes. If they had proven that they were taking that medication for a decade, absolutely. I also believe that if a criminal has a record and they've not offended in a decade, they should be given their right to vote and arm themselves back. Having a problem or being a danger to society is not a permanent thing. If the steps are taken to treat the issue, then you should be able to function like, you should be trustworthy enough to function like anyone else. Yes, gun insurance makes so much sense. Like, why haven't we talked about this more? Because the people on one side don't want to fix the issue. They want to take people's guns away so they can consolidate power. And the other people on the other side believe are idealistic and believe that any impediment is infringement. Now, I'm of the mind that gun insurance should be like car insurance. Anyone can get it, and it's fine. Ugh. God, I just wish everyone wasn't so fucking stupid. The most relatable quote in a movie for me actually comes from Dennis Hopper in the Super Mario Bros. Movie. Perhaps if I could make you idiots smarter, you won't screw up this time. God, I feel that on an almost spiritual level. And it also applies to me. I wish I could put myself in a machine and make myself smarter. That'd be cool. Yeah, but like, how reliable are people? If they miss a few doses, does it pose a risk? The rules are there because someone caused an issue in the past. That's all I think. Both sides are trash. No, having gone off my meds, if you miss a day, it's not that bad. It's a very, very slow burn, actually. Now, some people need to be institutionalized, and yes, if someone is in a mental asylum, by all means, do not give them a gun. Do not allow them access to firearms. But I don't live in a mental institution. I live in the privacy of my own home. I am not institutionalized. I would like the same rights as everybody else because I am a fucking responsible American citizen. I pay my taxes. I pay my rent. I bust my ass for society. The least y'all can do is give me the same fucking rights that are given to my fellow citizens outlined in the Constitution of this great republic. But no, everyone has to be fucking retarded. When the Black Eyed Peas wrote "Let's Get Retarded," it wasn't meant to be taken literally. Fuck! Oh, yeah. Sky, it's not... a few days. Adderall is a fast acting. If I miss a dose, I'll notice, but I'm not... but I'm the short acting class. I should be institutionalized, but I'm not. There's a counter-argument. Sky, it's not about preventing every possible tragedy. We err on the side of personal freedom. A person has the right to take care of themselves as they see fit. If they become a problem for society, then it's a criminal matter. Well, the Constitution was removed from the literal government website, so... if that's the case, then people should be allowed gender-affirming care if they're an adult. That's them taking care of themselves how they see fit. You're right. You're actually right, Sky. But here's the thing. The problem with gender-affirming care is that it doesn't help these people. As someone who had delusions when I was off my medication, enabling the delusions of someone is not helping them. It's worsening their condition. The reason suicide rates are so high, even among people who have transitioned, is because it doesn't help them. Whatever. Gonna dip when I'm trying to explain that you're almost there. The missile is EP. The missile, that's funny. I'm gonna call all women that now. Women are missiles. I see that the president has equipped his daughter with ballistics. Man, I fucking love Resident Evil 4. Okay, we're still missing one thing of milk. Oh shit, yeah, I need to run to the store and buy seeds. But yeah, back on what Sky was saying, gender-affirming care doesn't help people, and the problem isn't that... Oh shit, I just picked that up at a secondhand store. I've got to play it soon. Resident Evil 4. Nice, dude, you are going to have such a great time with that one. That game, I have played... That is actually my most played video game of all time. I've beaten it over... I think I stopped counting after 86. And that was when I was a teenager. If I had to give it a rough estimate, I've probably beaten Resident Evil 4 like 150 some odd times by now. At least the original. That good? Yes. That game is what I like to call... Okay, have you ever heard the term popcorn movie or popcorn cinema? Resident Evil 4 is the gaming equivalent of that. It's not... Okay, for the time it actually was groundbreaking, everyone copied its shit, but here's the thing. Nowadays, it might not seem like anything special, but it blew our minds back when it came out. And mind you, I actually played it late. It was my first rated M game, and it was my introduction to Resident Evil as a series, but that game is so replayable. Yeah, it's fantastic. I can't give it enough praise. It's not my favorite video game, but it's my most played. So, what does that tell you right there? Doctor, are you alright? I'm fine. Why don't you take the day off? I could never let down the people who need me. But, don't worry about me. I know how to take care of myself. Besides, I have you with me. If you say so, Doctor. Just don't overdo it. If you do, I'll get mad at you. You sound like my mother. You know, you'll be a good wife to somebody, Ellie. Are you teasing me? Good for them. Wait, I'm supposed to go to the supermarket, not the doctor's office. Okay, I need bell pepper seeds. Fuck. Okay, yeah, we're gonna min-max on the sweet potatoes. Good lord, that's saccharin. I mean, yeah, but it's Harvest Moon, come on. This monk's mental teaching was accepting your dark side and thinking of it as your equal will help you learn how to understand yourself more. He saw the dark side of people's nature as an equal, not as a monster or a mental inferior weakness. As someone who's seen the worst he has to offer the world, I can tell you, some people's dark side needs to be restrained. It must be contained at all cost. That sounds like Jungian psychology shadow work. Yeah, Jung really knew his shit. I honestly think that Freud was pretty overrated and kind of a quack, but Jung knew what he was talking about. That said, the whole, oh, your shadow is meant to be integrated into you. I'm sorry, but some people's shadow is so fucking dangerous that it needs to be confined. That's a weed. I don't know why I cut that. Okay, there we go. We have removed the filthy communist weeds from my yard. They do not believe in property rights, ergo they are communist. Wait, I missed one. There we go. No more communism. Oh yeah, I'm still carrying milk in my bag, huh? But I will say this. If we're talking about, like, about discipline and self-restraint, I think that the works of Marcus Aurelius are probably the best thing a man can do to better himself. Reading the works of Marcus Aurelius and applying it are one of the best things that a man can do to better himself. Stoicism is fucking legit. Communist subversion detected. It's a shame that we can't throw the weeds out of a helicopter. Although, admittedly, that'd be kind of a waste of fuel to have the weeds, like... No, wait, I've got an idea, chat! Maybe we can throw the weeds out of a helicopter. Here's what we do. We get all the weeds in our yard into a pile, we get a helicopter, we attach a scooper to the bottom of it, and then we scoop up all the weeds out of my yard and throw them into the ocean. God, imagine me, like, I say some really wild shit that would sound really bizarre out of context. We have a quote bot. If you hit quote, it'll throw up a random quote. It doesn't have a lot of quotes because I unfortunately don't write down, like, anything that I say before videos or after. I've got to figure out how to clip streams. You could probably figure out if you watched on... I'm sure that YouTube has, like, tutorials for how to clip streams. I already milked the cows, right? Yeah, I did that. I milked the cows. How long have we been going for? 2 hours? Okay, wow, that's pretty good. Oh, I wonder if Mary's dialogue is... What? You're already hungry? You sure work up an appetite. I think I will do... Yes, this. Bro, imagine this game if you had to pay, like, bills and stuff. Like, you had to pay property tax, you had to pay for electricity. I mean, this isn't that... It ain't that deep, and I think the game would feel different, but I could totally see, like... It would make a certain... It would add an extra level of difficulty. I mean, we'd probably still be fine because we're making money hand over fist at this point, but it'd make the early game that a lot harder, come to think of it. True, but thanks to the monk, my darker half and I agree on some things. This world needs to be protected, even from monsters. We have a no-killing rule, which we both agree on too, to spare those jerks who don't even deserve mercy. We prefer to let the evil people be humiliated and let them live, knowing that they failed. Death is quick, but humiliation/pain is forever. I think no-kill rules are stupid. I think Batman's an idiot, and I mean, Superman can have a no-kill rule because he's a fucking demigod. Let's be real here. Looks like I'm gonna need to buy more seeds from the store. About 4 will do. But Batman is fucking stupid for his no-kill rule. I think that some crimes deserve the death penalty. Now, I'm not saying that all cases of those specific crimes deserve the death penalty. If there's anything I learned from reading Shadow of the Conqueror, it's that if you're truly repentant, then yes. In select circumstances, even the most vile of offenders can be pardoned. Oh boy, this ain't good. I probably should have... Oh, do I have food in the pantry? Where am I going with this? Brain, please stop being an NWA. Actually, wait a minute. That's a dumb quote. My brain is not a filthy outlander. It's stuck inside my head. It's there by right. What do I have that could restore stamina? You know what? We're just gonna grab a bunch of grapes from the kitchen. Okay, let's hope that's enough to get us through through the watering that we need to do. I've done a book review of Shadow of the Conqueror a couple of times on the To Be Continued podcast. But, you know, I absolutely love that story. It's probably my favorite piece of literature. Oh, for fuck's sakes! Alright, you know what? Fuck it. These plants ain't getting watered until tomorrow morning. Fuck this noise. A duck walks into a bar and asks, "You got any grapes?" I don't get it. Okay, I need to check if the... Wait, nope, we made a rule. No TV after midnight because the ghosts come out. If the animals are in the rain, fuck it, we ball. And the animals are in the rain. Okay, this rain is good because it waters my field, but it's bad because the animals are going to be unhappy, possibly sick. Wow. I broke my own formula, and it absolutely ruined things. The chimkins go in. Oh god, herding all those animals from the field is gonna be such a pain in the dick. The bartender says no, and the duck leaves. Oh, I see, we're going with anti-humor. Okay. Later, the duck comes back and asks, "You got any grapes?" Wait a minute, isn't this the fucking... Oh god. Duck walks up to lemonade stand. Got any grapes? Yeah, I've seen this shit before. I don't remember the fucking name of it, but it was on YouTube. It was like fucking... It was the funniest thing in the world according to like the early 2000s internet. I never got the appeal of it. Maybe because I'm a stick in the mud. Maybe because I have a stick up my ass. I don't know. The bartender again tells him no again and to not come back again. Oh, yep, that's one unhappy chicken. That's two. The duck comes back and asks, "You got any grapes?" That's three. I hope I have spare animal medicine in my chest. We're gonna need it. How many eggs is that? Okay, so we have the whole thing of eggs. That's good. Oh yeah, chat, you want to talk about bullshit? It feels like getting a job these days isn't about what you know, it's about who you know, which really pisses me the fuck off. I went to a job fair today, and I feel like the only reason I got, like, considered by the management is because I have connections with a job placement agency that works with the state government, and it's to provide services for people with disabilities. On one hand, it's like, yeah, that's really nice that you're helping people with disabilities find jobs, but on the other hand, it's like, I've studied my fucking ass off to get my fucking CompTIA A+ cert and my software testing cert, and y'all fuckers don't want to hire me on my qualifications. It takes people from the fucking government to get me a job. Just fucking shoot me already. Oh wait, we got a new one. The bartender screams, "If you come back here one more time asking about grapes, I'll nail you to the bar." The duck asks, "You got any nails?" The bartender again says no. Good, you got any grapes? Okay, that's pretty good. Come, my animal friends. I'm leading you to shelter. Oh, for fuck's sakes, don't all scatter now, you fucking NWAs! Come on! I should have named you all after Lovecraft's cat! Actually, we named a chicken Enwa Man, so we kind of did do that. Absurd humor is fun. Oh, absolutely. My favorite fucking mod for Deus Ex, and believe it or not, my introduction to Deus Ex was the fucking Malkavian mod. And if you're not familiar with that, go on YouTube and search up Deus Ex, the Philosophical Degeneracy, and you'll find footage of it. It is absolutely hysterical. Oh my god, I hate hurting animals. This bell does not do the job well enough. I want to fucking skin these little shits and fucking put them through a fucking butcher. Oh! This is why I could never be a farmer or a this is why I could never be a rancher in real life. I actually fucking hate, like, animals. Now, going to someone else's farm and petting sheep is very fun, but when it's your own animals and you have to fucking take care of them, it's a whole nother ballpark. This little piggy went to market. You're damn right this little piggy went to market. Same with the cows and sheep, too. They're all going to the butcher block. This is why I confess to the pastor that I don't care for my animals. Not because I don't actually care for them, but I mean, I don't care for them. I do not like animals. Well, that's not true. I like cats. Though I would never, ever have more than one cat. Those people who have, like, upwards of one cat, upwards of, like, 2 or more cats absolutely perplex me. I do not understand those people. At all. Yeah, I'm just going to conclude that all of our animals are fucking pissed. And, I mean, they were left out in the rain. That makes sense. I mean, wait a minute. What the fuck? Why would animals get unhappy in the rain? Our dogs, I mean, they'll go out in the rain and they don't get sick from it. What in the fuck? How anemic are these farm animals? What's in the rain? The fucking Motapa virus? What the fuck is happening here? It's gotten to the point, okay, I'm so, I have this weird thing where I can get so angry that I just start laughing. I think I've reached that fucking point. This is, I am angry and I am laughing. I am beyond yelling, I am beyond swearing, I am just laughing now. Oh yeah, oh wait, no, it's too late to go to confession, it's 5:30 in the evening. Oh, we are gonna need so much fucking animal medicine. I'm just gonna buy, like, a stack of it just to be safe. I'm gonna go to Yodel Ranch on, tomorrow morning and buy, like, fucking 30 bottles of fucking animal medicine. Actually, you know what? I could totally see a fucking Harvest Moon creepypasta about like a sort of disease that ravages the livestock in the field. Why has nobody written that? I need to fix that. Well, I mean, I would have to write it then. I'm a bad writer. Not because I'm bad at writing, but because I don't write. I have great ideas. I just don't act on them. I had an idea for a creepypasta about Shadow being, like, fucking having post-traumatic stress disorder and fucking being functionally immortal. Never acted on that one. Maybe that's what I'll do in heaven. I'll just write. I'll have infinite time. I have great ideas that I don't act on too. Yeah, I mean, don't we all? Don't we all? Probably why I'm not in jail! Oh, Lord love you, Lazy. The chat is always interesting when you're in the chat, Lazy. You absolutely make it here. Oh, cool, poison mushroom. I can throw this in the potluck and poison the whole town. Oh, thank you for the head pats, Lazy. Much appreciated. Head pats feel so good. I don't know, did the animation play? Oh, there it is. Okay. Wait, why am I cutting wood? Yeah, I saw it. Okay, cool. Throw. That's your signature move right there. Lazy always throws something at me when he enters the chat. Okay, is it gonna be sunny tomorrow? Yeah, okay. I'm kind of angry that it's gonna be sunny tomorrow, because that means we just put all our animals in the barn just to have to take them all out tomorrow. Fear la Conchala? I overslept. What do you mean? I went to fucking bed at 10 p.m. I think you'll make a great father, Seth. I think you'll make father... I think you'll make father, Seth. Oh, man. I love this game, but man, the localization was fucking whacked. Oh, thank you, Mary. I think I'll make father, too. I'm sure you'll be quite mother. Oh, man. If you go to Pastor Carter, while Cliff, well, you have in the lead up to the event at the Vineyard in the first year, he'll start speaking to you in German. I actually went. Now, thankfully, Omen speaks German, so I actually had him translate for me when the first time that happened. But I'm like, this game is so. I love this game. This game is so scuffed. It adds charm. I think you'll make father. Why, yes, I think I'll make father too. Okay, I did say we needed animal medicine, and we're gonna need a lot of it. Just the man I needed to see. Yeah, I'll take all of your animal medicine. Okay, maybe not that much. Okay, I have 8 barn animals and 8 chickens, so that means I'm at most going to need 16 of this. I have 1, so I can get away with 15. Wait a minute, wait. Did I press the B button or the A button? Oh, good, I did. Okay. Woo! Okay, I did buy it. Thank God for stream delay. This time it actually helped. And you know what? Fuck it. We're gonna go to the Harvest Sprites and ask them to help water our crops. Oh right, one of the other Time Lords from my lore is called the Worshipper, a cult-obsessed Time Lord hell-bent on bringing awakening eldritch gods and monsters upon the universe. I like that, that's cool. Although you could have called them the Acolyte, or perhaps the, where is my brain? That's what time talking about. Oh yeah, I was gonna talk to the Harvest Sprites. God, the summoning, the Samsung keyboard sucks. That's weird, oh wait, no, I've never had a Samsung. I've had a LG, and I've had Motorola. Okay, let me take a look at my relationship with the Harvest Sprites. Stade is good, Nappy is good, Bold, we still need to work with. Chef, we still need to work with. Aqua, we still need to work with. Hoggy, Timid. Okay, I think I'm going to employ Nappy to water my crops, along with Chef. Whoopee, it's the Arbiter! I was hoping you'd come. Do you need something? Yeah, I need your help. What should I do, watering? I'll have you work for 1 week. Got it. Oh, it's Wednesday, which means we go to confession today. Now, it's a bit early for confession. We got about an hour before that happens. This Time Lord has more of a devoted follower personality. This Time Lord can talk to any eldritch god, sort of like an oracle. Oh, cool. Yeah, so far the only other Time Lords in my lore outside of the Doctor and the Master are my family. So you've got the Omen, who's my brother, who's kind of the Master to my Doctor. The Prodigal, who's my dad, and has actually guest starred on this several times, and is likely to appear again at some point. I'm looking forward to playing Baldur's Gate 3 with him, Rick, and maybe and we need to find a fourth person. Okay, now, because we're going to confession, we need to save state, because confession is fucking cracked in this game. Okay, I have not been forgiven, so I need to re-roll. Not forgiven. And literally can look at Cthulhu without going mad. Well, yeah, probably because he's already mad from the sounds of it. Or she, I don't know. Not forgiven. Why is the... Oh, boy. Unfortunately, the benefits of being forgiven outweigh the drawbacks of having to reload several times over. Okay, now we're forgiven. Don't forget that your animals give you their own milk, eggs, and wool to use. Express your gratitude by caring for them well. The Harvest Goddess has now forgiven you. That is enough for today's confession. Hello, Garlic! Why do you want to jump on me when I'm all sweaty? You are a strange boy. Little meow meow? Yes. Garlic is my cat. Oh, he seems to be more interested in whatever's by the sliding glass door. That might not be a good thing. Be right back, chat. Alright, I have confirmed that there are no cats on the balcony. For those of you new here, Garlic was... I used to sleep with the sliding glass door to the balcony open. But then one morning at like the ass crack of dawn, a stray cat got onto our balcony and got into a fight with Garlic. And Garlic ran him off, and he just disappeared for the better part of like 4 hours. This happened at, I think, like 5:30 in the morning or 4:30, thereabouts. That same day, when I was making tea, taking a break from work, I go over to my kitchen window and I look out and see Garlic in my mom's garden, because the back window of my apartment overlooks my mom's garden. I see Garlic wandering around. I'm like, "Oh, Garlic, I'm up here!" And he immediately looks up and sees me looking out the window that he likes to look out from. So he goes over to the gate that leads to the part of the yard that my apartment immediately looks down over and waits for me. I go to pick him up, and I ended up having to take him to the vet to get like vaccinated for feline AIDS, get him dewormed, and get an examination. It was, I think all in all, it was like $450. Thankfully, my dad, yeah, at least he came back. Right? For a while, I was kind of mourning, and I'm like, okay, I guess I don't have a cat anymore. But no, he came back, and I was so happy. I didn't have the money at the time. My dad was nice enough to loan me the money for Garlic's vet bill, and I eventually paid him back because, he said don't worry about it, don't feel like you have to rush it. But I mean, I feel like a piece of shit if I didn't pay people back for money that they loaned me. But yeah, that was not a good experience. So now at nighttime, hell, I'm hesitant to leave the sliding glass door open during the day, just in case he sees an animal that he wants to fight. And oh geez, what was I doing again? Oh yeah, hesitant to leave the sliding glass door open. It used to be how I get airflow because, no fucking air conditioner, but we can't take that risk anymore. I would just keep it closed and locked. I'm half tempted. Unfortunately, though, I live in the fucking mountains on the edge of the desert in California, so I don't have so having no air conditioner, I have to do something to combat the heat. But no, I'm hoping that we can get another electrician in here and have him fix my fucking air conditioner. This problem has been going on since like 2022. It's been 3 fucking years of this nonsense where I have broken air conditioner in my apartment here on the 2nd floor in the fucking desert. Sorry, I lost my cool there, didn't I? What the fuck? I know, right? We had a heat wave back at the end of 22, or was it 23, and it got over 100 degrees up here. I was like, I'm gonna die up here. Remarkably, it did not kill my guinea pigs. Well, a hidden joke there. Oh! Yeah, I lost my cool. Oh man, I didn't even intend for that one. Brofu's good. Fuck all that. I'd stop paying rent until they fix that shit. Well, here's the thing. I pay rent to my mom. It's kind of a different dynamic. Because if I stop paying rent, then knowing her, she's like, okay, you gotta pay me in labor then. Fuck that noise. That's why I am mortified of my unemployment ending and running out of money. I am currently 3 months ahead of schedule on the rent. I have like $4,000 left on my unemployment claim case, and all of that is going to rent. Which means I'll probably have August and September paid for, but at the end of September, if I'm still unemployed, I am absolutely fucked, chat. I am fucked 6 ways from Sunday, and there is nothing I can do. I see, yeah. I have the bell still, don't I? Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna let the animals out because it makes them happy. And I swear to God, if it rains tomorrow, I'm gonna be fucking pissed. In-game, mind you, not real life. If it rains tomorrow in real life, I wouldn't mind because I don't have to do the dog yards tomorrow. Oh, would you look at that? Good thing I checked first. Okay, yeah, no, we're not letting the animals outside. Please move. Hey chat, I just had a thought. You think, for those of you who've seen Star Wars and know what Cortosis and Beskar are, you think Cortosis or a Beskar blade could cut through a Dalek shell? Because that stuff's able to short out lightsabers. Well, actually, Beskar/Mandalorian iron is resistant to lightsabers, but it doesn't short them out. But Cortosis sure does. I would love to. I wonder what Cortosis plate mail and blade would do against Dalek armor and energy. If you gave a Cortosis sword to a Jedi, could they deflect Dalek blaster bolts? Actually, they wouldn't need to deflect it with a Cortosis blade. They would just need a fucking lightsaber. I know nothing about Doctor Who. Fair enough. Okay, so we have... So 3 out of our 8 cows are going to be sick, most likely. There's a type of crystal in Doctor Who that can pierce Dalek armor like a knife through butter. Missy had such a crystal. Interesting. Yeah, my knowledge of Doctor Who comes mostly from Big Finish and the reboot before they turned the Master into a lady. I was out once they did that because I knew the Doctor was next, and I knew it was done for ideological reasons rather than creative, story-driven reasons, and it pissed me the hell off. Why are so many communists showing up in my fucking yard? Do I need to impale the communist weeds on pikes to get them to fuck off? Do I need to go full Vlad the Impaler? Is that what needs to happen? You know, come to think of it, I wonder what a lightsaber made from that crystal would produce. Because the crystal you use in your lightsaber can affect it in certain ways and sorts. By the way, our word for sewer is the Daleks' word for graveyard. Yeah, that tracks. Okay, how many chickens is that? Oh wait, didn't I say like 3? I don't know. I'm dumb. How long have we been at this for? About 2.5 hours? Okay, we're doing alright. We'll probably get done at 9 then. That works. You know, what just occurred to me, chat? One of my mom's dogs was eaten by a fucking coyote, last month. So, it's kind of a miracle that Garlic didn't get fucking eaten when he got out that one time. Because that happened at the ass crack of dawn, and coyotes tend to be active at, like, dawn and dusk. So, yeah. Okay, we have taken care of all of our barn and coop animals. Let's go into the field and water our plants. I wonder if I could sue. I wonder if a farmer could sue a sentient weed for tortious interference, because it kills his plants and interferes with his business. That would be a very funny sci-fi concept. A courtroom drama comedy about a farmer suing a sentient weed for destroying his farm. Oh yes, I remember now. I needed to get those bags of seeds to put into the, to sow. Yes, here we go. Now, what would happen if you introduce regeneration energy into a group of dying Dalek? I think those Daleks would be waking up very cranky, wanting a new armor casing. I feel like the regeneration energy is probably the most inconsistent fucking thing in all of Doctor Who. Because in Time of the Doctor, you had the Doctor using the excess regeneration energy to shoot down Daleks, and then in the next in the next season, you had Capaldi using it to renew Davros, and so I feel like it just does what the writers want it to do. Which, I mean, fair enough. It's basically fucking magic. Might as well. Oh, come the fuck on. I so don't need this. Am I gonna fucking pass out because I've tried to water my fucking entire field? Hey chat, you know what I just remembered? There's a song called Illegals in My Yard. That could totally be applied to the fucking weeds in my fucking, on my fucking property. Wait, why did I only have 3? There was supposed to be 4. I gotta lock the fuck in and pay attention. Well, I think there's actually some case for that. Sort of a farmer sues his neighbor for planting kudzu along the fence. What's kudzu? I've never heard of that before. Holy shit, we fucking made it, chat! Regeneration energy is basically both destructive and a miracle. Yeah. Alright, it's gonna rain. Yeah, I overslept. That's fine. I'm gonna take a swig from my water bottle. Man, I fucking love water. Also, if you drink water cold, there is something wrong with you. Everyone knows that the best water is room temperature. Oh yeah, I hired y'all to fucking water the farm for a week, and look at that, it's rained 2 out of those fucking days. I'm a goofball. Wait, what? What the hell is this shit? Oh, that's right! Some of these didn't get watered before. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Super invasive vine. It's a serious problem in southern states. It'll smother whole forests, and it's impossible to kill. That sounds like some cosmic horror shit right there. That thing came from Earth? Fuck me. You know, I did once say if God wanted to be a dick, he'd destroy the world through fucking plants. Just because bush killer vines. Okay, so steak's not great, but our other cows are fine. Slump's good. Okay, so it looks like most of our barn animals are actually recovering on their own, which is great. Most, but not all. Hey, you know what, chat? I'm feeling like playing a bit of music, actually. It'll probably get the stream muted, but fuck it, we ball. Am I right? Bushkiller vines can suck the nutrients out of the ground and make it harder for crops to grow. Oh, jeez. Yeah, plants are fucking assholes. Oh. Fuck out of here. Where did that fly even come from? The doors have been the screen doors have been closed throughout the day. I mean, sure, the glass ones were open, but the screen ones weren't. How did a fly get inside my room? It was introduced as a cash crop during the Depression because it's a hardy and versatile rootstock and leaves are all good for animal feed. But during World War II, when a bunch of farms shut down, it got out of control. Damn. Why is my animation so choppy? How much resources is this using? Give me performance. Media player. Okay, there's no way in fuck this is all at 0%. Whatever's going on is taking up so much resources that my computer can't get a read on it. I don't know if I should be impressed or terrified. Oh, there it is. That's delayed as shit. Power usage very high. Computer on fire. Heat causing CPU to PC to go burr. Computer on fire again. Computer warm but not on fire. Hell, this isn't even Oblivion. This isn't even Oblivion remastered without streaming bad. This is just mildly warm. I'm sure that the heat in this room is not helping, but okay, I'm just gonna go on the assumption that this media player is fucking dated as shit and not fucking conducive. It seems to be using up a lot. Oh, that tracks! Chat, look at this! 50% of my fucking CPU usage is being... Why is this so bad? Why is the media player eating up 60% of my CPU? No fucking wonder my fucking animation is so fucking choppy. Good lord! Okay, now we're down to 43. Holy fucking shit! What the hell happened to Media Player? Why is it so ass cancer? Bitcoin mining? I mean, it's a Microsoft app, so theoretically it shouldn't be mining Bitcoin. I bet my rig could mine Bitcoin if I set it up to do that. It's not... my computer's passed its security check. Oh! I must go now. My planet needs me. Oh! Wait a minute! Chat! Okay, I don't have all my music on this utility, but I have some of it. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna use SoundPad instead of Media Player. Microsoft, there's your answer. Yeah, I know, right? Microsoft is fucking ass cancer these days. Now, unfortunately, I don't have my entire music library on SoundPad, and it's not as easy to categorize. But, you know what? Yeah, we're gonna play some fucking music on the background. That line always makes me think of the Master. Why is it always the morbid pop songs that are an absolute bop? I mean, you got this, Pumped Up Kicks, another one Bites the Dust. Let's make the most of tonight like we're gonna die young. This song is my guilty pleasure. I'm sure it's a guilty pleasure for a lot of people, myself included. It's like the one good Kesha song that exists. I fucking hate most of Kesha's songs, but admittedly, this one's a fucking bop. While you're here in my arms, let's make the most of the night like we're gonna die young. We're gonna die young. The Master as monk Rasputin while dancing to Rasputin. Yes, that actually happened in the series. Yeah, I've seen the clip. Unfortunately, I don't think it goes as hard as Voodoo Child or I Can't Decide. It just doesn't have the same flair or energy. fucking fly. I got you, you little shit. Whatever you were, you're dead now. Holy shit, that fucker was huge. I don't think that was a fly, chat. I think that was something else. I don't know what it is, but it's dead now. Colossal. I've had sits that were around that size. The Master as Voodoo Witch Doctor dancing to a man with a hex. You know, I'm not familiar with that one. I could totally see the Master dancing to Friends on the Other Side, though. Hell, I could totally see the Master being that one dude from the Princess and the Frog movie. It would fit, too. Y'all ever seen Demons? Or The Demons? I don't remember. I like how if I accidentally hit the eggs with the hammer, nothing fucking happens. These are some dense fucking eggshells. You know what, chat? Doing this with the fucking sound pad gives me an idea. I don't care if the VOD gets muted. Tomorrow, we're doing some Rockin' Engineer Radio on TF2. So if that sounds exciting to you, where I'll roleplay as a radio DJ on 2 Fort, you're gonna want to see that. I'll probably be doing it, and I'll probably be doing it later in the day, because Wednesday I have... Or no. Party in the chat from Lazy. Hell yeah. Glad to see you guys are excited about that. Yeah, who cares if the VOD gets muted? We can record it as we're live, so that way it can be uploaded to YouTube. Man with a Hex, it's a jazz song. Okay. Okay, it's probably going to be 4 o'clock by the time I reach this market. But I want to grab some more sweet potato seeds anyway. So yeah, let me think about the schedule tomorrow. Tomorrow I have to practice for choir from 2 p.m. to 3:30. I'll have to grab lunch or dinner after that. And I will have to... Okay, I don't have to do the dog yards because I did that today. Which means... Yeah, we can probably start Rockin' Engineer radio stream at 5 p.m. The song is by the Atomic Fireballs. Okay. I've never heard of them. I'll have to look them up. It is 8:55, so you know what, chat? Once, what we're gonna do is we are going to... This is going to be the last day for today's playthrough of Harvest Moon. It's cool that we got to the, it's cool that that we're gonna have a kid. A son. actually. What's my carrying capacity at? Okay, yeah, we can go to the mountain and at the foot of the mountain and grab some more stuff. Man, I wish 11 Labs didn't require you to fucking verify that you had the rights to the voice. I mean, there's got to be another site we can use for cloning voices and making AI clones. I would love to make a, I would love to have covers of TF2 characters singing certain songs. I could totally see the medic singing I Can't Decide. Why do I have weeds? What did I grab these for? Moonstones. Why do I have a moonstone? What is that? Or a chalcic. I know what that's for. That's so we can make brooches, because you can make a shitload of money off of brooches. But I don't know why I have weeds and moonstone. Why am I keeping communists on a shelf? That doesn't make much sense. Alright, we're going to save the game, we're going to turn in for the night, and we're going to check the weather. Yeah, I overslept. Go figure. It'll be sunny tomorrow. That's perfect. That works to our advantage. We can let our animals out. Alright. Chat, I want to thank you all for tuning in tonight. You folks have been absolutely stellar. If you want to see me play radio DJ on TF2 tomorrow, be sure to tune in at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I am going to find somebody that's live to raid.